Good afternoon, Packers fans. Aaron Nagler here with your extra cheese for Thursday after the Packers' 7th training camp practice here in Green Bay. Hello to everybody in the comments section. Hope everyone's having a great day. To the overeager questions in the chat. No, Reggie Begelton is not actually here today, but he has entered the chat. That is a figure of speech in the sense that, holy cow, this kid was nowhere to be found through the first 6 training camp practices, and today you would have thought he was Devontae Adams. He was everywhere, at least with the twos and in one-on-one work. He hauled in basically everything thrown to him, had a few really nice route adjustments, beating Darnell Savage at one point in one-on-ones, had a really sick catch his second one-on-one, and then just went to work in team drills. I'll tell you what, this wide receiver group, are going to be some really tough decisions, and if Reggie can keep this level of play up, holy cow, he's going to make things even more difficult. But Reggie Begelton will not be joining me today. But you folks are here. We're going to talk some Packers. We're going to talk some Underdog Fantasy. I mean, if you haven't done it yet, what are you waiting for? Download the Underdog Fantasy app. Get yourself in a best ball league. There's no worrying about injuries or lineups. They take care of all of that for you. Just play a best ball league, draft it up, figure out what's going on with all your favorite Packers in the fantasy world. And look, you can get a free $25 right now if you deposit anything on Underdog Fantasy. Free $25 plus deposit when you use code Cheesehead. That's code Cheesehead. And you could possibly win $1 million in their fantasy football tournament. So what are you waiting for? Download Underdog Fantasy right now. Do it, people. What's up, Eric? How are you? Hey, Aaron, how do you distinguish a guy like Alexander when you knew he was that guy versus Stokes? Distinguish a guy like, you mean other than their numbers? I'm not quite sure what you're asking there, buddy. Sorry. Can Reggie play teams? He did sometimes last year. So I would think yes. I've got lots of people just texting, DMing. What's going on here? How impressive was the Rodgers 50-yard drop into the net, or should we just be used to it? It's always impressive. It's hella impressive. It is funny, though. What's not shown is the, probably 10 other throws that all the quarterbacks made each that didn't hit the net. But that one, when it does, sweet money. Talent-wise, gotcha, Eric. I think I was a little bit more impressed with Alexander early on. That's not to say that Stokes can't hit another gear and ascend and become a great player, but Alexander really jumped off the field in a way that Stokes has not yet. But that doesn't mean anything for the future of his career. The tools are there. I don't think he's got quite the exact same kind of mindset that Jair had coming in. Jair's been physical and in your face from day one. That's not something you've really seen from Stokes, at least not yet. TKM, what's up, man? Thanks for your super chat. Man, 2 helpings of Nagler plus the coach asking for help. How lucky can we get? Matt LaFleur called me out today saying, he was trying to lead to an answer of putting the best 5 out there for the offensive line. And Matt, I'm sorry, man. I'm not there as your PR help. You got to get those answers yourself. I am there to gather the information and bring it to the people. I'm totally kidding. I just felt a little awkward that he called on me, actually, but always nice to be called upon. Jake, thanks for the super chat. Haven't seen Lazard's name in many of your camp tweets. How's he looking? You would have seen one today. He's looking good. He's looking solid, looking like Allen Lazard. He had a really nice 50-yard touchdown today where Rodgers broke to the right of the collapsing pocket. He had literally – Randall Cobb was basically right in front of him for like a 5-yard game. He had Aaron Jones leaking out to his left underneath. He could have hit that. Probably got a decent gain. But no, he's Aaron Rodgers. He throws on the run a 50-yard dime to Allen Lazard in the end zone. Just legend stuff. That's what he does. Because we can't be there. Craig, thanks for the super chat. Because we can't be there, how would you describe Love's play? He was on one today. I'll tell you that. He had a really nice practice. He ended on a bad ball to Begelton. He tried to hit him deep down the middle. But outside of that throw, he had a really nice day of practice. He had one throw on a throw to the far hash to Begelton that Begelton pulled in on a diving catch that was a super sweet throw. Kind of a similar one earlier when he hit Funchess on an out route. Both of those were on the dime as far as only his guy was going to get it. There was no way those defensive backs are going to be able to get to it. Where he's gotten in trouble is trying to force things over the middle. He almost threw a pick trying to hit Sternberger over the middle. Great play by Campbell to break it up. Probably should have had an interception. He had another one like that yesterday. The middle of the field is tough, man. They move fast at this level, and that's something he's going to have to get used to. But today he was playing in rhythm, and he was ripping it. He looked good today. What else we got? Got that. Don't want to miss any super chats. Oh, here we go. What's up, Patrick? CHTV et la milieu champ YouTube. Like the videos, Pappy. How was my French? I hope that did you justice. Thank you, Patrick. Always appreciate the support, buddy. GBP Daily, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Which is better, Begelton's camp last year or Winfrey's so far this year? Oh, Winfrey's this year. He was a bit quiet today, though he had one really nice rep in one-on-ones. But, yeah, today was Begelton's day. But overall, comparing the two camps, I would definitely give it to Winfrey. Love to Jace is the future. Maybe. A lot of ball game left there. Why do so many people why do people wait till I go live to start texting me? Don't they follow me? Don't they know these things? Gary, you're so... People call me anti-Rodgers, but Gary is literally anti-Rodgers. Got to use the middle. Can't be afraid of it like ... Like the 3-time MVP coming off one of the best seasons ever where he avoided the middle of the field like he usually does. Look, man, I love ripping it. I love going over the middle. I'm all for it. But 12 does a masterful job avoiding interceptions in large part or in some part because he's somewhat allergic to the middle of the field. He does a great job not putting the ball in jeopardy. You know what happens when you do that? You win a lot of football games. That's the way that works. Bobby Tunyon for another 10 years, please. That'd be nice, Kyle. If he has another monster season, look out. He might price himself out of town. How is Jace doing? He's got a lot of work today, both with the starters and with the young guys. He's getting a lot of work. Ups and downs, but I definitely see the receiving ability is there. The athleticism down the field is there. It's just a question of, A, making the team, which I think he will, and then B, finally just staying on the field. And we all know he's got that 2-game suspension to start the year. Hopefully that is the last of it, and then he hits the ground running. But you got to think his chances in Green Bay are running out. Justin, be brutal. Does Love have, quote, it, in your opinion? You mean by the swagger, the moxie, the things that they'll write big feature articles about? Probably not. But can he be ruthlessly efficient in this offense and win a ton of football games? He definitely has that. No question. Although I will say he had my favorite quote at camp today when I think it was Ryan Wood asked him what would he describe his relationship with Aaron Rodgers. How would he describe it? And he said it's kind of a master and a Padawan thing. He's gold in my book from now on. Any Star Wars reference gets you a gold star, A+ in my book. What is the dead cap if the Packers trade Rodgers after this season? Cole, I'd have to look. I know it's very, very different after it. Most likely would be after June 1st or with a post-June 1st designation. Cobb will have Aaron's trust over the middle. Chad, no doubt, but underneath the coverage. He's not going to rip it up the seam more often than not. Now, sometimes he will, but a lot of times it's the run everybody off and drag Cobb underneath and hit him in the middle underneath. It's not going to be down the field, usually. Joseph Nagler, how can I make my 9-year-old's first game most memorable? I'm taking him to the Texans preseason game in a week and a half. Oh, man, 9-year-old. Woo. I don't know, just soak it in, man. Just make sure you're there for, I'm assuming it's him. You can say if it's a him or a her, but Joseph, just be there with them. Stay off your phone. Create the memories with them rather than trying to document it. That would be my biggest piece of advice. That is one of the things I'm really thankful for as far as bringing Madeline, my oldest, back in 2008. You know, we had a great day. We took 1 or 2 photos, but for the most part, it was before social really blew up or was a thing. And I just spent the entire day watching her soak it all in. And that was great. You know, you don't really have to work to have a good time at Lambeau. There's a lot to do, Titletown District, etc. You know, the game itself will be fun. I'm sure your kid will have a good time and be kind of in awe of it. But just be there, present with them. That would be my biggest piece of advice. You know, get a photo or two, but then put the phone away and just enjoy the moment with them. Live in the now with your kid. And that's just my parenting advice in general. But that's what I would say. Jake, thanks for the super chat. How was DeGuara's first day back? Fine. He did drill work. Wasn't in any kind of team stuff, as Matt told us that was going to be the case before practice. Anxious to see him with the team, though. Let me tell you about that. That's something I'm really looking forward to. Who impressed today in pads? Reggie Begelton. I'm telling you, it's his day, man. I can't get off this. It was crazy how he just exploded today. It was like Jordan Love just said, okay, I need to find my Davante Adams, and you're it, Reggie. It's crazy. Who has been on punt and kick returns? We haven't seen any kick returns yet, but punt returns, they've had kind of a rotation with Amari Rodgers, and they were working Randall Cobb in there a little bit at first, but I haven't seen much of that lately. But it's definitely, I would think, going to be Amari Rodgers' role to work through or lose. If he, stumbles, maybe they put Cobb back there. Thought on the game tonight? There's a game tonight? I'm kidding. I know it's a Hall of Fame game. Great. Y'all have fun watching it. I won't be. Josh Jackson makes the 53. I tell you what, if he keeps, magically, mysteriously, and fictionally stopping Davante Adams in one-on-ones. Yeah, I want to address this. I put on Twitter that Josh Jackson stopped Davante Adams in a one-on-one, something to tell his grandkids about. And Davante corrected me because Davante didn't do any one-on-ones today. So Davante, to you, I say, I am sorry, sir. You guys are all the way on the other side of the field. Tell PR to put us somewhere where we can see. No, I apologize. I will say I was not the only one on the beat who name-checked Davante as getting beat by Josh Jackson, though. That's all I want to say about that. But does Josh make the 53? Yes. It's going to be because he's cheap labor. I do think some of that's going to be contingent on him stepping up on special teams, something clearly that he did not do at the end of last year. CJ, thanks for the super chat. Going to my first game at Lambeau against the Browns on Christmas. Any tips on surviving the cold weather and anything else I should do while in Green Bay? CJ, I'm going to be doing a video next week about my top 5 things to do when visiting the greater Green Bay area, so look out for that. As far as tips of surviving the cold, your head and your feet. The head and your feet. Everyone worries about like mittens, like this is smart, getting there, and they do layers. Layers is always important, but your head and your feet. Make sure those are. Don't worry about how you look. Just get something, the warmest Arctic hat you can find, and then maybe a hat underneath that. So your head is nice and secure and warm, and your feet. Get some real good Arctic socks, but nothing too crazy. You don't need 10 socks or anything like that. Just a nice, good, decent pair of like Arctic camping socks, and then get those little hand warmers and maybe put one down there. I know people tell you not to do that, but let me tell you, having done it a million times, it feels so good. As long as your head and your feet are warm, you're going to be okay, because that's where the heat escapes. Craig, thanks for the super chat. Your life depends on one Packers punter of any era to perfectly place a 48-yard punt in the corner just outside of the end zone. Who do you pick? It's Craig Hendrick. You should know that, Craig. Come on. That's an easy one. Wow, there's some crazy comments in here. I don't even know what Brandy's talking about. Joe Barry or George W. Bush? Who wore it better? I know, Brandy. I'll let the commenters figure that one out. I have no idea. You know what I do have an idea about, though? You guys are probably thinking, man, I really want a 2021 official Green Bay Packers yearbook. Well, guess what? You are in luck. I just so happen to know where you can get one. Head to PackersYearbook.com and order your official 2021 official yearbook of the Green Bay Packers. Use code CHTV, that's code CHTV, to get 10% off. You can also get a subscription to their Game Day magazine. That's right, the program that gets sold every single week here at Lambeau and given away on the road to the press. You can have that delivered to your inbox every week during the season. Go to PackersYearbook.com, use code CHTV for your 10% discount, because you know you want it. You know you do, people. Get on it. Eric, thanks for the super chat. Sounds like there's a lot of competition at wide receiver this training camp. If they all perform well, how do they determine who to fill out the depth chart? Special teams, Eric. Always look at special teams. That's why we've seen Funchess on teams. We've seen EQ on teams. Guys who have traditionally not been on teams a whole hell of a lot in their careers. They're running out there with special teams. That is how that they will make that determination. You have to, especially with a guy like Cobb in the mix now, who probably plays somewhat, packages here and there, but he's not contributing as a gunner. He ain't in there on field goal protection. He'll sure help out on returns every once in a while, but that's a spot on the wide receiver depth chart. So whoever's 6 or 7, gotta play teams. You have to. No way you can't. Do I think they could sneak Winfrey onto the practice squad if need be? Probably. Now, that's the thing. These camps come and we all get excited about guys and we pump them up and we think, oh my God, if we lose them, we're going to lose them forever. But more often than not, 99% of the time, we overestimate how important they are in the focus of the NFL in general. Like there's 100 wide receivers out there that are probably having nice camps, So I doubt it. You never know, though. You never know. I'm going to be interested to see how much they play Winfrey in preseason, because that's what a lot of opposing scouts pay attention to, is the preseason games. So, if they kind of tuck him away and try to hide him so they can, get him through the waiver wire and onto the practice squad. So I think there's a chance there. Didn't we think we were going to lose Gmo? I remember those days. That was good times. What's with moving Kamal Martin inside and out? Struggling inside, or just want to get him on the field? A bit of both, but he wasn't on the field today. He was injured. He didn't practice at all today. That's a tough case, man. He had slipped behind Ty Summers in playing time. I don't know what's going on there. What else we got? What kind of color lightsaber for Master Nagler? Oh, definitely red. Come on. Definitely red. What is Star Wars? Too old for this? Let me tell you about it. It's this great movie that has been turned into a franchise about a galaxy far, far away. Jedi Knights protect a fragile peace and then are usurped by an emperor who erodes the Republic from within. And from amongst this civil war comes the promise and the hope of a new era in the form of a young boy named Luke Skywalker. I could just keep going. I could do like hours of this if you want me to, but I won't. I know Aaron Jones, the guy, can't have injuries, but talk about a return threat. Yeah, I doubt they would do that. He's too valuable to them. And I'm usually the guy who's like, they're football players, let them get out there and make plays, but they just signed him to that big deal. I don't know if they put him on returns. Do I like the prequel trilogy? Not really. It's kind of hard to watch. There are parts of it that are enjoyable, but for the most part, no. Justin, newbies, wear blaze orange for November games. That works, but that doesn't guarantee that you're warm, dude. Come on now. Head and the feet. That's what it's all about. What's in Banky's garden back there? Cucumbers, some watermelons, a whole bunch of other stuff. Which Packer head coach, past or present, would make the best captain of a Millennium Falcon? Wow, what a question. Probably Mike McCarthy, because I could totally see him saying, "Never tell me the odds." And right after he said, "Numbers are for losers," or "Statistics are for losers." Give me Mike every time. When is Elton getting paid? Isn't he year 4? He is year 3. I would think next offseason they will undoubtedly be kicking off talks. No question about it. Speaking of kicking off, kick off your style with this Acme Packers hoodie. I'm just going to keep doing these transitions that make no sense, people. Just get on board with it. Go to VINFL.com. That's right, VINFL.com for this sweet Acme Packers hoodie. Represent the Pack wherever you go. You can use code CheeseheadTV, get 15% off. Look at that thing. It's so cool. Great classic photo. Do it, people. I'm going to have to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day right here on Cheesehead TV. No practice tomorrow. Packers Daily at some point in the morning. I'm not quite sure on timing. But then as of right now, we don't have any availability that I know of. I'm headed down to Milwaukee, going to the Brewers game tomorrow night. So if you're going to be in Milwaukee and you're going to be tailgating, let me know. I'll come by and say hi. It's going to be a lot of fun. Listen for me on iHeart, tomorrow afternoon out of Milwaukee. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to go in studio. And then, Saturday night, family night, Corey and I giving you the play-by-play in our watch party right here upstairs on the deck across the street from Lambeau Field. It's going to be a ball. Thank you so much. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.